so what I got here is a 1948, maybe it wasn't made in 1948, but these are very popular beginning in 1948 through 1955. What it is a Uranium Engineering Company Babbel Counter. These were specifically used for uranium mining and obviously locating different types of uranium ore throughout the Colorado Plateau, Four Corners area. Anywhere that there was common mining back in the 1950s during the uranium boom era. So what I've done to get this guy going is I've manufactured some very specialized batteries. These things took 3 45-volt B batteries. Now B batteries come in many different shapes and sizes, and in this case these used 3 45-volt versions of B batteries. They also come in 67.5 volt and I believe a very large 90 volt version, and there may be some other variants as well. So in addition to the 3 45-volt B batteries, which is provides the plate current for the tubes that are inside, it requires 3 D batteries. Now those are just regular everyday D batteries, and that is used to drive the filament. These things use a standard 1B85 Geiger tube, which are very common back in the day. That's located here in the front end within this brass plated, not plated, actually it's probably solid brass enclosure for the 1B85. These things also came with an option to purchase the bismuth tubes. Those I believe were 6306 bismuth tubes. I do have that version as well. They do provide a little bit higher count rate than these. Back in the day, they put them not on an equivalent with a scintillation detector, but they were about as close as you can get to scintillation type detection efficiency by using a Geiger tube. That'll be something I'll save for a different video. So let me show you how this thing goes. All right, so this does not operate in counts per minute. This thing is specifically for equivalent uranium when calibrated. So you can see here it's got a percentage of U3O8. Now, how this is done is you would get a calibrated sample to calibrate this thing with. Basically something that they already know that it has a 50, 75, or 100% percentage of uranium. Then by using the calibration controls here, you would calibrate this thing to have a 100% or 50% reading based upon the sample that you're going to use that we already know that would be 50% uranium or 100% uranium, whatever the percentage was that you're going to use. Then when you go into the mine to go look for the uranium, you'd be able to get a rough estimate of the percentage of what you're looking for. Now, I believe there's going to be margin of error when you're going into these mines, and you may have some thorium content or some other type of uranium-bearing minerals that obviously have a different gamma output or beta output that would possibly skew the results. But for general purposes, that's what this thing was used for, is it would give you a general percentage. So if you wanted to get counts per minute, they do have a recorder option. Obviously I don't have that, but by plugging in the recorder, it would give you counts per minute or other types of measurement options that were available back in the day. Okay, so let me get some samples here. I'm going to use the custard cup that we've all been using for a lot of different tests and experiments, and I also have a gumite ore sample that we'll use to test this thing out. All right, so before I pull the custard cup over here for a test, I will explain a couple of things here for you. It's kind of hard to see, but they have a fast, medium, and slow response. This is just your typical speed response for it's typical of any Geiger counter or metered type rate meter. Right now I have it on fast, and I also have it on a level 3. So that would be about mid-range for your counts per minute or whatever type of device that you're more familiar with. Okay, so there's a custard cup. Bring this over. Okay. And I would not look at this as any sort of accuracy, saying this thing is 25% U3O8, although it could be. But it all depends on, obviously, what the uranium content is of this custard cup. Bring it closer, the thing will max out. So let's put it on a higher scale. Okay, so there you have for the custard cup. Let's try some gumite ore. Almost 80% uranium, U3O8. You decide. Okay, before I close out the vid, I'm going to show you a couple of things here. So these probes here in front are removable, and so right now I have the 1B85, and that is a bismuth probe right there, and I could just go ahead and unscrew that and obviously swap them out, and you'd have the higher sensitivity of a 6306 type bismuth probe. The other thing it has is a switch here for long and short detection probes, and basically obviously this here is the shorter probe. These things also have the option to connecting a very long drill hole probe on the end of like a big long tether and cabling system, where you can check for uranium in subterranean depths, depending on how long the cable is. And the connecting point for all the cabling is behind this cover right here. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed the video about the Babbel Counter Model 610. And again, if you got any questions, feel free to ask. Talk to you guys later.